South Korea has become a nation where many foreigners flock to each year, in order to live, work, and play. Foreign residents may work as factory workers, agriculture, and industrial laborers, entertainers, or as English teachers. And each of these jobs are fairly paid and the salaries can be even higher than the salaries of other developed countries. While most try their luck to find greener pastures in Korea, many other nationalities do their utmost to acquire a Korean work visa in order to simply experience life in Korea. If you are also curious about getting employed in South Korea, then here are the initial steps for you to get started. Before you decide to work in Korea, study Korean. Korean products and entertainment are booming globally, but do not expect everyone to speak English. Aside from the fact that Korean skills are essential to survive in Korea, this skill is also crucial in avoiding misunderstandings that may cause working issues or even dangers, especially in an industrial field that is prone to machinery accidents. Being fluent is a big plus, but knowing the basics and willingness to continuously learn is also great. Adapt to Korean work culture. Definitely expect a different work culture in Korea. Korea is known for its workaholic lifestyle. Most superiors can't help but give you the rush pressure or poly. It is not uncommon to be dedicated to your work and do a bit of overtime, mostly unpaid. Although the younger generation is changing its views on work culture, if you despise this kind of working environment and you are not willing to adjust, then Korea will not be a suitable place for you. Social life at work. If you are usually sociable at work, then it may be a bit hard for you to adjust to the average working environment in Korea. Korean workers normally do not have time to talk to each other during working hours, not just because of work etiquette but mainly because they have so much to do. Korean business owners normally limit the number of employees unless desperately needed. There is actually a lot to prepare in order to work efficiently here in Korea, but these are 3 basic things to know to prepare mentally and emotionally. Things to know before signing the employment contract. The very basic thing to do in order to avoid labor issues in a foreign land is to make sure that you are processing your paperwork in a legal and legit way by verifying the reliability of the agency who is assisting you, and try your best to do a background check on your possible future employer or the company you will be working with. The employment contract. Always read the contract in detail to minimize or prevent future troubles, especially in terms of getting employed, because whatever occupation we will be in will be the primary source of our bread and butter. So no matter how excited you are on your new future job, always make sure that you have agreed and understand all the terms stated on your contract before affixing your signature. In case these terms were not met without valid reason and clarification from the management, then you have the grounds to report it to the Ministry of Employment and Labor. The Ministry of Employment and Labor is a government agency in Korea that protects the rights and interests of every worker. This is the main department that handles and files lawsuits for employers and enterprises who violate the workers' rights and content of the signed contract. What is a standard labor contract? Both employer and employee must have agreed on the terms and conditions written on the contract. The contract must have the details of the employer, such as enterprise name, enterprise location, and contact information. The worker's personal identification, address, contact number, and details must also be included in the standard contract. The contract must clearly state the terms such as possible probation period, and start and end date of the contract. The description of work, working hours, salary, incentives, breaks, leaves, and holidays must be clearly specified. The legal working hours for a full-time employee are 40 hours a week, and additional hours will fall into extended or overtime. Korean labor laws and work-related issues. It is unavoidable for a foreigner to encounter difficulties and possible job-related issues in a foreign country. However, if you are an overseas worker in Korea and you are currently experiencing a serious work-related situation, then it is best to contact the agency who processed your working documents to get advice before directly negotiating with your employer. If you can't contact your agency, or you did not come to Korea using an agency, and you cannot negotiate with your employer, then check the National Labor Relations Act in order to find out how you should address your issues. You may directly visit the Ministry of Employment and Labor of Korea. National Labor Relations Act. This organization covers both the industrial safety and health of native Koreans and foreign workers in Korea. They assist and handle cases of illegal labor acts, contract violations, unreasonable dismissal from a job, and maltreatment from employers. This organization serves as mediators for disputes and finds possible settlement for parties involved. However, there are cases that are not covered by this organization. List of jobs that are not covered by the National Labor Relations Act. Household and caregiver, both Koreans and foreigner. Agriculture, fishery and livestock breeding, both Koreans and foreigners.